Okay, thank you. I just say I would look everybody. It was a great looking group, and they're all happy. And our teams have worked together a long time. Everybody on this site has been with the company quite some time, and we've worked together, and it's a fantastic group. So I think we've got a phenomenal team on that site, and plus we've got some great home buyers. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a great experience for everybody. So I might not go directly in order here because a lot of these things that we do, they kind of mesh together, but I'll try to make sure I've touched on all of them. Consistently exceeding industry construction practices and standards. So that's a big comment there, but I want to explain our process, try to be quick about it. It's challenging because we put it together when we started the company, and we based it on some experiences in the past and how did we think we were going to do better than everybody else. So what we've touched on already before is get great architects, get great engineers, get great trade partners, and hire great people. And that's probably how you're successful in this building industry. So what we did is we put a best practice manual together. It's very detailed. It has 150 pages. It has a photo of just about every intersection and transition and waterproofing and quality control that you can think of. And that book is updated. We just updated again last year. It's sent out to all of our consultants prior to us contracting, our architects, our engineers, prior to us contracting any of our trade partners. They all get the manual. They buy into the manual. Our contracts are specific to that project. And we also have a quality control checklist that they get at time of contract. So that's one way. We start out with the right people, and they understand our expectation of what we need. And then we do what we call the constructability meeting with these engineers and architects. And we take the first draft of the plans, really conceptual plans, and we kind of start going through the whole project. And we meet numerous times, and we have a trade group too of our best trades, our framers, our plumbers, our electricians, and they meet too with us and our engineers and our architects. And that's how we put together a great house. So if it's not great on paper and you haven't contracted it right and you haven't hired the right trades to build it, you're going to probably be challenged somewhere in there. Something's going to go wrong, but we try to set ourselves up to be successful. When I saw these homes, when we first got involved with these plans and started looking at them, they're a challenge. I mean, you have siding transitioning into stone, transitioning into plaster. So you have all these different materials and components and architecture, and they're all coming together. And how do we waterproof that? What is the right material? What is the right siding? What is going to have the longevity? How are we going to flash these details? You don't think about that, but we think about that. I mean, I welcome you to look at our flashing details. And I'm out there usually once a week. I was out there walking with John and Jamie on Monday, and just look at what we do. We don't just flash once, we flash twice, we flash 3 times. We're very concerned about water intrusion. We're very concerned about structural on our homes. We're very concerned about longevity. We buy materials that we know have long life to them. And we want to do a great job. We want to do a fantastic job for you. And it sounds like a lot of you bought it because you drove by and you saw those models and said, wow, these are different. Look at them. And I challenge you, look at our plaster. Go look at the plaster of anybody else in the neighborhood. Go look at our drywall. Go look at the consistency of the texture. Look at the coverage on the paint. Look at the enamel. Look at the prep. Look at how straight the walls are. Just look at those things. Those are things you can see visually. And then look at the side of a wall of one of these 3-story units that are across the street from you and see how consistent and straight that plaster is and how consistent it is. You're going to see a big difference. So all of that kind of flows into some of these topics here. Trade partner relationships, like I said, most of the trade partners we work with since inception of the company, and even sometimes prior to that. And we keep only 2 or 3 trades for each thing that we do, because we don't want to go out to bid to 10 different trades. We want to have people that have great ownership, great owners, and they have the same thought process as we do, and quality, anticipation. So anyway, that's our trade partners. We stay with a certain amount of trade partners, certain people. Our best practice manual, I spoke about that a little bit. Our third-party inspections. I don't know other builders on how they set their third party up, but we have a third-party inspection company that puts together. We might do 300 to 400 different third-party inspections that are photo documented on our projects. So that means it's a complete third party. They come in, we've listed all of our structural embedment. That means your hardware that's in your structural, in your slab. That means a lot of your framing components, your posts, your floor joists, anything that's structural in your home. And they take our plans, our approved documents, and they walk each thing and they take a photo of it to make sure it's the correct condition. If it's in the incorrect condition, or there might be something that's a little flawed on the installation, they send that. I get a copy of that, the site gets a copy of it, and it has to be completed in a certain amount of time. So that's just another set of eyes for us. We not only have a third party inspection firm that works for us, we also have a third party that does a lot of our concrete testing and our concrete observation. It's called a deputy inspector. We also had the engineer of record that did the design on the slab or the design on the structural of the home, does a walk and signs off. He's engineer of record, means he was the designer on that project. And then you have the city of Irvine, who hats off to that group. They're a very professional group. They do a fantastic job. They want your home built correctly. And maybe other builders feel that they're too tough, but I welcome them, and I know a lot of them, and they do a great job and they try very hard. So I think we've got the inspections covered. I know for the site teams, it's challenging when you have 3 or 4 different agencies looking at the exact same thing, but that only helps make sure you have longevity in your home, you don't have any challenges or issues. State-of-the-art products, we're always looking into products. We're not only looking into fixtures and looking into furnaces and looking into all those type of components. We're looking into your, like I said, your siding material. We're looking into different plaster types, different paints, different, just about everything there is. We continue looking at it, and we're bringing in our trade partners, and we're bringing in our manufacturers, and we're continually trying to keep up with it and be innovative in our product design and just the quality of our homes. Construction and quality assurance process. Besides the best practice manual, we have a quality control checklist. And what we like to do, it's just about every milestone activity we do a quality control check on. And what we've decided what works the best for us is just like it is in real life, that if you set your expectation of what you're going to ask for, and you make sure you have the right person doing it, and then you check it after he's done, or even during the middle of the process to make sure you have the right person and he's doing it correctly, and then do a final walk at the end and make sure it's done right, you're not going back to that. So we don't like to tear things off and redo things. We like to do it right the first time. That helps us get our homes built on time. That helps us not having to go back and tear off a piece of flooring to get to a piece of baseboard to get to a bowed wall. Then we tear drywall off, and then we try to match drywall, we try to match base, so we try to avoid that. That's not the right way to do things. It's right to do it right the first time and do your quality walks through the stages and make sure it's done correctly. We have weekly team meetings. So that means all of our site teams get together weekly. They talk about just about everything. They talk about that home, where we're at, any concerns that our buyers may have, where we're at on the schedule, challenges we're having with COVID. And yes, we're having a lot of challenges with COVID. There's no doubt about it. There's not a lot of people that want to come to work right now, unfortunately. And I think we all know what's going on there. But plus we have material shortages. We've had garage door shortages. We've had toilet shortages. We have tub shortages. We've had lumber, we've had plywood, we've had trusses, we've had ceiling joists, we've had just about everything, but we've got a great purchasing team. They're phenomenal. And we have great trades. So we look at alternates, we look at things that are very close to what may have been selected. And if we can, we will make a change or an alternate. but we've been very fortunate in that way that we're able to keep moving forward. And most of our trades have purchased the material when we contracted with them very early. So the lead times, we try to be very careful on the lead times. Like we put out another memo to all of our trades on the stone for Atlas. The stone has long lead times. So continually we're trying to update the manufacturers and the distributors on stone, on roof tile, all those things. We're continually reminding, you know, hey, phase 1 Atlas is this date. John's giving new dates. We're continually telling them. So we're communicating. We're not just going to tell them when we order it. We're going to tell them every 2-3 weeks that they need to stay up and keep up with us. So we've been lucky. We've been lucky to be close on our schedules. We've been lucky to get our materials, and our trades want to work for us, and they want to work on our jobs because we do a good job and we started out, and they can stay on the job and they can put good people there and they can get the thing done. Site visit, Jose already spoke to it. John can talk about it in just a little bit, but Jose did touch on it. We just want you to be safe there. And then sales team, main point of contact, kind of already touched on that too. So best in class quality, we did win #1 again in regards to the construction best in class quality from Alliant, a national survey company. And that's surveyed from all of our home buyers. And they basically said that we do a good job and we try to do a great job. We want to make you happy and we want to work with you and we want you to be happy and have a great life in our home.